stand-up comedy for me is like the ultimate career. It's an expression of a philosopher. It's a modern day philosopher.
Okay.
It's the last bastion of free speech. And also when I was in school, I was really politically active. I sort of wanted to be a politician.
Were you in the SRC or something?
So on my first day of high school, my teacher told me, "You're going to be the SRC of the class." And I stood up and I was like, "No, I'm not." And my story is quite unique in the fact that I performed for the first time when I was 10 years old. I was in like grade 4. And the quote goes, "Ever tried, ever failed, fail again, fail harder, fail better." And after the comedy show, if I get lucky, I'm going to go home with a gorgeous woman.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode. This is the 24-hour podcast. On today's episode, we got the man himself. I was actually privileged enough yesterday to be part of your set.
Thank you, brother.
And I went to Cocoon and it was an amazing set, man. I gotta give you your flowers.
Thank you,
It was an amazing set.
To the 24-hour power crew, my name is Latif. It's a pleasure to be here. As my brother Tando just said, we literally met last night, guys. And he invited me for a podcast. Do you know how wild it is in South Africa to just go to a stranger's home?
You met last night.
Like, I didn't know if I was getting kidnapped today. Like, I came here, I wasn't sure which Nigerian to give my live location to. Just in case. But lovely being here, man. You guys are good people.
I don't need to do an intro anymore. If you've been watching for the past 1 minute, you already know, man, that this guy is in the comedy. He's in the comedy field, man.
Oh, I'm just a clown. One of the two.
Oh, he's just a clown.
You guys decide.
Why comedy, man? Why comedy? Out of everything, why comedy?
Stand-up comedy for me is like the ultimate career. It's an expression of a philosopher. It's a modern day philosopher.
Okay.
It's the last bastion of free speech. And also when I was in school, I was really politically active. I sort of wanted to be a politician.
Were you in the SRC or something?
So on my first day of high school, my teacher told me, "You're going to be the SRC of the class." And I stood up and I was like, "No, I'm not." So I wasn't. But what was cool though, because I did that, it was a very dumb thing to do though, to just say no to the opportunity. I ended up becoming a true representative of the students. So
okay.
I was the Julius in class, you know what I'm
saying?
Yeah. I was just verifying the teachers one way. And I really enjoyed that. In fact, some of my friends, when the Uyinene was murdered, we actually arranged a march in my hometown of Ziras.
Oh.
And I had a very instrumental...
So you were an activist as much as you were not in the political field, but you were an activist.
Oh no, 100%. But like I said, man, for me, politicians are snakes. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a path that I wanted to go down. So I figured the next best thing is comedy. And my story is quite unique in the fact that I performed for the first time when I was 10 years old. I was in like grade 4. And you guys need some context. I come from Zirast. Zirast is like a small dorpie in the northwest. It's like a one-street town. Okay. So there's not much exposure. From my community, there's a lot of people who've made successes of themselves in various fields.
Okay.
However, what most people don't understand is it's like two battles. You have to first fight to get out of Zirast. And then you have to then fight to get into the industry.
To make it, yeah.
Exactly. So you're fighting on two fronts. And as I said, I was 10 years old. My dad wrote my jokes. I watched Trevor Noah, Daywalker.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that. I didn't even understand how it works. I was just a confident kid. And my dad wrote my jokes. Went okay. Turned 12. Hit puberty. Forgot about jokes. Was playing with other toys.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And as I said in the intro, and I think you guys can sort of cover that, I was a very rebellious young man. So I was quite naughty in school. And I remember I was in detention. I was in grade 9.
Okay.
And the reason I got into detention was so dumb, man. Like, my teacher, I went to an Afrikaans school, by the way.
Okay.
Meneer Oberholzer was his name. Meneer Oberholzer was mal. Like, he was the type of teacher who was really chill. He let the class do whatever the hell they want to.
Yeah.
And then he loses his temper and they just start swearing yo, fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 3 fuckings away from dropping one of the K words.
3
Like,
fuckings away,
you know what
crazy,
I'm
yo.
saying? It was like that type of vibe. And he was going through this rage in the second term. And he gave me 100-point demerit for having a book not here and 100-point demerit for having homework not done. And I was enraged. Like, I went to my headmaster. I was like, this is absolute bullshit. This man knows I don't own a book. How can he give me? And I was so entitled. I was like, is he dumb? He knows I don't have a book. How can he do this? And my headmaster of discipline, it was a woman, Tani Bella was like, okay, worry, Muhammed. We'll get you out of detention, but we're having a talent show. We don't have much participation.
Oh.
If you participate in this talent show,
You're getting out of detention.
no detention. So I
Okay.
didn't sit today. I was like, okay, cool. I'll tell jokes. And I had written 5 minutes of material. Bear in mind, I didn't know the structure of stand-up. It was just dumb luck, and I guess the stars aligning. Fate, if you will. Also, Jacob Zuma was president, so there was a lot of
There was a
content
lot
at
to
the
talk
time.
about, eh?
And I performed 5 minutes, man. And I killed in front of my whole school. After that, for the whole year, this was the year that Trevor got the Daily Show.
Oh, yeah.
All of my peers were calling me Trevor Moa for that whole year.
Oh, because you're Muhammad.
Yeah, it was a Mo. So that was really cool. And I just fell in love. Like, it was in that moment I was like, this is what I want to do. And ever since then, I've been working towards that. In Zeerust, at a much more unprofessional level, I was doing whatever I could, dog. So there was like a preschool. And you must know, because it's such a small town, there's not many schools. So there was this one preschool where I knew the auntie. It was a very new school.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I come MC your event? And she was like, dope, come. And
Put yourself out there, yeah.
That's how I got my foot in the door.
So, before you do a performance, how do you manage to engage with the type of audience that you basically gonna be performing for? Because there are type of jokes. You see those jokes where you just point someone and then you make fun of them. There's people who don't like those type of jokes. So do you just do it at a spot, or it's like, it's whatever, man. Whatever happens, happens.
So stand-up comedy is structured in a very specific way, but it's done in a very broad concept. So anytime you go into an unregulated industry,
Yeah.
there's like a certain way that it's done, and then you have to do it your way,
Okay.
type of thing. Having said that, though, I think it's very specific to an individual. Like you saying, you might engage with somebody who doesn't like it. I think having a personality, or my person, I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, well, that's on you. But having said that, you learn. Like with everything in life, you need to fail.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
There's a quote that I really fuck with since the time I was in high school. A guy named Samuel L. Beckett. And the quote goes, ever tried, ever failed, fail again, fail harder, fail better.
Fail
And
better.
Fail
Yeah.
better, bro. And
Basically progress.
that's the only way you progress. So when we do go in, we do have a structure. We've prepared some material that we want to perform. However, in regards to what you're saying, that's very observational and on the spot. And I would say you sort of learn it with time, but it's also, if you're funny, like if I walk in a room of people, I can make risque jokes to you just by feeling you out, sort of thing.
Facts.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I know from an audience perspective, it looks like this is all working 100%. But hey, stand-up comedy is magic and truth.
So have you ever made a joke about someone at the spot, and then after the show they come, they're like, yo, Mo, I didn't like what you did there. You shouldn't have pointed me out of the crowd. I was just there just to enjoy the comedy session.
No, I haven't. Not
Okay.
personally. I've had people that weren't, like you can see when somebody's not engaging with you.
You can see with their facial expression and everything, yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. But like even in terms of, you can see that this person's just not playing ball.
For
but
sure.
I've never had somebody come to me after the show and be like, yo, that was fucked up or anything of that sort.
So let's talk about the horn room.
Oh,
What is the horn room,
this
dog?
man
Like,
does his research.
what is the horn room, my guy?
These guys do their research. Yo.
We're certified
Yo,
stalkers, my dog.
My man, don't let them see your girlfriend. Don't let them see your girl. They'll find all of the side niggas, bro. I'm telling you, everybody's gonna be exposed. These guys are dangerous. So The Horn Room is a brand that I started when I started hosting my own comedy shows.
Okay.
And this started in 2021. The reason it's called the Horn Room, I'm a avid hunter.
Oh, okay.
And in our area, we have a lot of kudu.
Okay.
So that was the concept behind it.
I thought you were gonna say you were part of the rhino poaching team.
No, but I did catch one. Like legit story. We caught a rhino poacher. Yeah.
It had. Oh, you caught a rhino poacher.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So yeah, it was based on that concept. So at all of my shows, I generally come with a bunch of skulls of animals that I have successfully killed and eaten.
Oh.
And I use that as decorations on the stage. Yeah.
So the place that you use, you get to design with those kind of.
Well, it's quite simple, man. If you have horns, you can
just put the horns everywhere.
Yeah. So I have a specific rustic style that I feel is authentic to my community because at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be a platform for Zirist.
Yeah.
Because we don't really get that sort of thing. So that was always in mind. So I really molded it around that. So when I have my shows, like I'll put bales of hay on the stage with a skull against it.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe, man, because it's authentic to where I come from.
So give me 5 wildest animal you've eaten so far.
5 wildest animals.
Yeah, no cows, just the wildest.
Oh,
animals.
like game meat. Okay, do you want me to rank them in order? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I've been hunting since the age of 3. Let me just get that out there, right?
Okay.
So I've hunted a lot. The best meat to eat, in my opinion, is springbuck.
Okay.
Springbuck is amazing. Like the biltong is the greatest, but the meat is so good that you wouldn't even want to make biltong with it. You can just cook it. Better than lamb, like way better. I really like gemsbuck's good. I haven't eaten it much. Very good. That's the oryx you see like in Namibia and stuff with a straight horn. Nyala. Nyala is really nice. A nyala essentially is very similar to a kudu. The meat's far more tender. Very nice to cook. Biltong's decent too.
Okay.
And then obviously just because it's the staple, I'd have to say a kudu and an impala. You need to try kudu and impala biltong.
You know, I've ate a monkey.
Okay, no, I haven't eaten a monkey.
And I didn't know it was a monkey. So somebody came with the meat to my grandmother's house. You know, black parents, they have this thing. If you eat a monkey, you'll run faster. If you know those kind of things.
No, I didn't. But anyway.
So we have those kind of things. So they also have this saying that if you take a spider and let it bite your dog is gonna be like a pit bull, like rough. It happened. Like I've done it to a spider and a scorpion. I was clapped by a scorpion in my toe. Ne? I didn't kill it. I took it. I put it in a plastic. I went home with it. Gave it to my dog. Clapped my dog. That dog was still stupid as it was. Nothing changed. But I still believe that this thing can happen.
Are you from Limpopo?
No, I'm from Mpumalanga.
Say less. This guy's coming here with bati. All right, listen, guys. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if a scorpion's going to turn sporty into a pit bull.
It turns sport into a pit bull. That's what they say.
Yo, I thought I was a badass. This man just got bit by a scorpion. He was like, I'm taking you home with me.
So I come home from school. Ne? I went to my
in Mpumalanga.
Yeah, in Mpumalanga. I went to my grandmother's house. It's like, we have food in the microwave. Like, there's meat. She doesn't tell me what it is. Me, I eat. It's nice, dog. I couldn't.
Monkey.
Yes, it's nice, dude. Like, it's nice. I ate the monkey.
It wasn't the arrowman that was nice. It was the meat.
Maybe my grandma is
Maybe
like, she can cook.
Yeah. People of color tend to be very good chefs. I would like to say that.
I finished it. They don't tell me when I finished. They told me, do you know what the meat you ate is for? They said, I said, no. It's like, what? They said, it's a monkey. I'm like, monkey? They're like, yes, it's a monkey. Second time I ate an elephant.
Ooh, what was that like?
Elephant? I don't remember, bro. I was young. I was like in primary.
Crazy. So recently, about 2 years ago, we have the Madikwe Game Reserve, not too far from Zerust, and there's actually an issue. It's the ecological issue where there's too many elephants, and they're not allowed to kill the elephants, and the elephants sort of like destroy the environment to a certain extent. But 4 elephants that were in heat, so it was bulls that were in their mask period, escaped, and they were like running havoc in the area. And this area between Madikwe and Zeerust is very populated by there's like tens of villages.
Yeah.
Right? So as it was approaching closer to
The village.
areas where people live, then they sent some hunters to go and put them down. And the whole village went and they started chopping up
It's time to feast.
this elephant. But you know what? They didn't take the tusks. They only took the meat. We told today, I don't know who has the tusks. I would have went for the ivory, personally. I'd get arrested, but like at least, ivory is worth a lot, bro.
How much?
I don't know, but it's a lot. I mean, people are poaching rhinos.
Close to $1 million.
I don't think that much,
But it's a lot of money.
It's a lot. It's definitely like significant amount of money. I wouldn't know what an elephant would taste like. I would think it would be very tough because of its skin.
Yeah. But it might be soft. Like cow meat is soft depending on how old the cow is.
Yeah, but like an elephant and a cow, my brother. Those are two very different
Those are
things.
two very different things.
But it's cool that you have that background. I can sort of relate to you. I mean, about 3 weeks ago, I was at home. We were having a family event. I had just gotten out of the swimming pool, so I have no shoes on. I'm completely barefoot.
Yeah.
One of my uncles walks in and he's like, snake, right? My mom screams at me, Muhammed, there's a snake. There's a snake. Plus, in my household, when any of my parents call me by my full name, like that's not, they either call me Ba, which is in our language it means brother.
Okay.
Right? Or they'll call me Mo, right?
If it's your full name, you know it's trouble.
Either I'm in shit, right? I've done something wrong or something's going on. Muhammad, snake. I just go, bruh. I don't think I go. I see the snake. As I'm walking past, luck, there's a mop next to me. I grab the mop. I look at the snake. This thing stands up for me. I pull a proper Steve Owen because it was in the house. And I just like nudge it outside. It wasn't far from the door. As soon as the snake gets outside, I start mooring this thing, right? But the problem is I have a plastic broom, a plastic mop. So every time I'm hitting, my stick's getting shorter. And what I didn't mention, and what I did realize while I'm barefoot, is that this was a black mamba.
Ooh.
Right? And eventually I get this thing. The whole family's coming. Somebody came with a sambok, but they're hitting his body. The head's like, I got the head pun. It's like biting the...
Oh, now you're just finishing the body.
But now the problem is when you finish the body, it's gonna die, but the mouth still works. And my dad came with boiling water. He throws it on this thing. This thing stands up, bro. I'm like, nah, enough of this, bro. I took that sambok out of his hand and I gave it one shot here.
Dead.
Yo, you saw like the tongue sort of came out of his head, like the black, like a black mama's mouth.
Yeah.
So it was like sticking out. I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell all of my friends how I killed a black mama.
Was this one of the first time where you saw your family working hand in hand just to kill something?
You see, the thing is, in my household, my grandmother was the snake master. She's quite old now. Like, I've seen my grandmother, like, we were at home, and there was a snake, and there were guys there that were, like, busy in our garden. They were scared. They were, like, throwing bricks. It went behind. There was some bricks against the wall. The snake went behind the bricks.
Mm-hmm.
They throwing bricks, like, against those bricks to get it. My grandmother's like, no. She picks up the broom. She's like, move the bricks. They move the brick, the snake slithers once, twice, with one shot on the head, master. So I think it was the first time that somebody else had to dispose of it.
Yeah.
But I thought that was quite cool that I killed a black mamba
You know,
with no shoes on.
I've killed a snake before, ne?
Barefoot.
No.
Yeah.
It was me and my friend. We were still in primary. Barefoot is crazy.
I know,
So
it was a black mamba. I wouldn't do it on purpose. Don't get me wrong, viewers at home. I am brave, but I am not dumb. Like,
Dude.
if I had a choice, I would definitely put on, like, boots.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. So with me, I grew up with a lot of this myth, ne? So you know how this thing of they say if you cross your legs when a dog is taking a shit, it won't be able to finish taking a shit.
I didn't know that.
You don't know that.
So
I
I
don't-
hate superstitions, bro.
Hey.
In our community, there's also a lot of superstitions.
Yeah.
Like there's one where they say if you take if it's gonna rain, you take a 2-liter empty bottle, you put it upside down, the rain's gonna go away.
You know what's our superstition about rain?
What?
If it's about to rain, the last born must go to the gate and bend over and lower their pants. The rain will go away.
Your superstitions are funnier.
Yeah. So when we were killing the snake, I think it was a green mamba because it was like this, stood up.
Sure.
Me, I was locking my legs because I don't want it to move. Remember, superstition, you lock your legs.
Then that thing gets locked off.
Yeah, it gets locked off.
Abracadabra, kaboom.
Me, I'm locking my leg. My friend is slapping it. Slapping. Next thing it moves. I'm like, wow. What if it jumps and it comes to me? Remember, Green Mamba is very dangerous. I stopped locking my legs, pick a rock, also threw it to the snake, ended up killing it.
Sure.
But that's like as I grew up, I realized there's only one superstition that works. You know, black people, they can send the rain back.
How? By putting off their pants in front of the
That one also works. The last part.
Only if you have an ugly ass.
It can't be fresh ass. It can't be fresh ones.
Like if you got a nyash. Even if I'm the rain, I'm coming.
Big nyash
I'm
always works
coming.
better.
I'm coming.
So we're gonna play a game, no?
Wait, you still telling me?
Oh no, I was telling you. So while I was locking my legs, ne? When I'm locking my legs, my friend is beating the snake. But I get to realize, this snake is moving now. It's moving also towards me.
Yeah.
I stop locking my legs. Now I look something closer to me. I pick a rock. Throw it. We ended up killing the snake.
Sure.
We asked my grandmother, is a snake like edible, you know? Dude. You watch Chinese TikTok, they eat everything.
There was no TikTok back then. What was your excuse?
Yeah, there was no TikTok, honestly. We didn't even have access to YouTube. That was like back then. Yeah, so we got to kill the snake. But what I was saying there, the one of bending over in the gates.
Oh, that's the one that works.
It works. Other cultures have different superstitions. I don't know, the auntie, they must take their shoe and then I don't know, they beat down and then they put it at the back like it's a child. You know how you carry a child
yeah?
at the back. It also sends the rain
Guys,
back.
I'm gonna be very straightforward with you. I'm not a superstitious guy. I clown my family members that are superstitious. Like we have one that if you see a rat in your house, somebody's stealing from you. Like somebody's stealing, whether like at work or somebody who's in your house is taking something. I'm like, no man, it's probably the rat.
There's also this superstition of there's this big lizard that usually flies around your wall barriers.
Yeah.
The one with the blue head. So it likes nodding his head like this. It's like it's saying yes. You know that lizard. So our superstition was if you're about to get your reports in school, you go to it and ask it, am I gonna pass? And then if it does this, and then you're gonna pass. And remember, it's in his veins to do this, to nod the head. So, but sometimes you ask it doesn't nod.
I had a teacher. He was a Somali guy. He was hilarious. He actually passed away recently. His soul will be in peace eternally.
Yeah.
Mr. Abdi was his name, and he was like a wild Somalian body, right? But like he was in South Africa for a long time, so he was absolutely crazy. But he was very educated. He was our history teacher, and he was telling us that in Somalia, him and two of his friends went to a fortune teller before they got their matric reports to see if they passed. And how he explained it was like she wanted 5 rand. I gave her 5 rand. She told me I'm gonna fail. My other friends gave her 5 rand. She told them they're gonna pass. I told her, you know what? Sack. I want my money back. That's how he used to say it.
Yeah.
I want my money back. He took his 5 rand and he went to go buy cigarettes, right? Went to go buy cigarettes.
To ease down the stress, yeah.
Both of his friends failed and he passed. Lesson learned, kids. Spend your which money on guys.
You're definitely gonna pass.
Definitely gonna pass.
So let's play this game. Ne?
Sure.
It's called Who Said It?
Who said it?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a code. You're gonna tell me who said the code.
Yo, I don't like this game.
Just do it.
But I'll humor you. Come, let's go.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Nike.
Okay. This is a great start. It always seems impossible until it's done.
It always seems impossible until it's done.
Yeah.
The monkey that got chowed.
I'm going to give you a hint on this one. That was a good one, though. I'm going to give you a hint on this one. Presidential.
It's always impossible. International or like local?
No, local.
It's Nelson Mandela.
Definitely, yeah. So this...
Of all the Madiba quotes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yo, all right.
Okay, this one is... let me read proper. I always believe that funny is serious and serious is funny. You don't really need a distinction between them.
always
It's a comedian.
I don't know shit, eh?
It's a comedian.
No
it's
shit,
a comedian. South African.
Trevor.
Definitely.
Trevor said that.
He said that. He's cooking these days. He's cooking, dog. Like he's
But I you know what? Just to comment on that, that's partly why I fell in love with stand-up, because of that philosopher aspect.
Yeah.
Where you can talk about serious issues in a funny way.
in a funny way.
And that's the only way to outline those issues.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw the monologue with Bassem Youssef on the genocide in Palestine when he was on Piers Morgan's show. At that point in time, anything that you said that was pro-Palestinian was censored by the media.
Oh.
In a very similar way that our struggle was censored when we were still when we were still in apartheid.
Yeah.
And the only way Bassem could get through to Piers was by being a comedian. So he made analogies to jokes constantly. So I think
To put the message out there.
So I think that's true, Trevor.
The last one is everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work.
Yo, Kanye.
It sounds like Kanye though.
Sounds like
But it's not Kanye. This one is also an international comedian.
oh, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody. International comedian.
International, yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I just feel like based on the populace of what's going on, it's Chappelle. But it doesn't sound like something
you're
Chappelle
heading
would
on the
say.
right direction.
So it's a Chris Rock.
You're heading on the right direction.
Eddie Murphy. All I know right now is an African American comedian.
Yeah,
That's
African
all I know.
American,
Kevin
yes.
Hart.
Definitely.
That's why I didn't know it.
You're not a fan?
Look, I respect Kevin. Personally, to my taste, I don't think. Like, I rate guys like Chappelle, Rock. I rate them more than Kevin. But I can't
Okay.
hate on Kevin's success.
Top five, your top five comedians of all time?
It's
I
an
wanna see your
evolving
ranking.
thing, right? It's an evolving thing.
Yeah.
I have to put Trevor because he sort of exposed me to it. I know it's a
Okay.
cliche, but if it wasn't for Trevor, I wouldn't have found stand-up, right?
Trevor one, yeah.
Again, cliche, Chappelle. I love Chappelle. I know it's a cliche, but his story, man, he was the small fry that used comedy to become the big dog.
Definitely,
And
yeah.
I respect that. Also, Chappelle's a comedic genius. He's the GOAT. At the moment, I like Andrew Schultz. I don't know if you're familiar with Andrew Schultz.
I'm not.
Andrew Schultz is an American comedian. He does a lot of crowd work and
Okay.
a sort of offensive material.
Okay.
I really enjoy his
You
style.
like offensive material?
No,
Yeah, no.
I don't necessarily like offensive material. I appreciate the level that you have to be at to do that successfully, especially in our era. Because there was a time where you could get away with a lot of offensive stuff and you'd be good.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's not a thing anymore.
It's not a
for
thing
better or for
anymore.
worse, it's not a thing anymore. But he does it in a masterful way where he'll tell you something that you find offensive,
Yeah.
that directly offends you, but you'll have no option but to laugh at it.
Yeah. So we're about to close the show, ne? So now what I want to know is you have the Horn Room, you're doing stand-up comedy. I was privileged enough to watch you from yesterday's. If you're gonna come to Joburg anytime to do more stand-up, hit us up. We'll definitely
Yeah,
be
man.
there
In
for
fact,
you.
I'll do you one better, man. I have a show on Saturday and both of you are invited.
Oh, we're definitely gonna rock up, dog. We're definitely gonna be there. So this is the 24-hour podcast. We basically want people to share their dreams and aspirations. And considering the fact that you have 24 hours in a day, what are you doing? What means are you making sure that you get to wherever you want to?
What
go?
am I currently doing or what I should be doing?
What are you currently doing right now? Yeah.
So I work in the petrol industry as well,
Yeah.
in a service station.
Okay.
So I probably get up around 7ish,
Okay.
go to work, grind at work, get back from work around 5, go to prayer, all of those sort of things.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Xeris is a very chilled out life. So I'll probably put on some Netflix, watch a special, try and write some jokes. Yeah. I don't think I'm being as productive as I can be. That's my goal for...
This is 2025. You
for
can do more.
2025.
Yeah.
2025, I want to maximize my hours. I should probably start going to the gym.
Okay.
That would be a good goal. But I would say it's very specific to where you are, because I know, like in Joburg, with the whole hustle and bustle, like your 24 hours, because you need to plan your time so more concisely because of the hustle and bustle of
Yeah,
the city,
true.
the rut that you get stuck in. Somehow, somewhere, you end up doing more because you're always active. Like
Oh,
in
yeah,
a
true.
small town, like, bro, it takes me 3 minutes to get to work.
Oh, so
You know what
if
I'm
if you if you get into work, if work starts at past 7, you can literally leave the room at
25 past 7
Yeah.
and I'll be early. Right? Like
Okay.
legit. So that sort
No
of makes you a
traffic,
bit
nothing,
lazy.
yeah.
Or I wouldn't say lazy to a certain extent, but laid back because of that. I find when I'm in Joburg, I really get a lot done.
Okay.
Yeah. Like let me give you today's day. I had a podcast. I'm gonna probably go to the shooting range.
Okay.
When I'm done, I'm gonna go meet some family. I'm gonna go smoke a cigar with a pal. I'm gonna go for a comedy show.
He loves cigar. Even yesterday he was smoking
Yeah,
cigar.
I sell cigars. I'm a cigar connoisseur. I love cigars. And after the comedy show, if I get lucky, I'm gonna go home with a gorgeous woman.
Ooh.
So that's a big schedule. I mean, that's productive if you ask me.
Going home with a gorgeous woman is more productive than starting a tech company. It's more productive. You'd never sweat in a tech company like you'd sweat with a gorgeous woman, dog.
Depends on the woman.
A gorgeous
Depends
when
on
you
the woman.
sweat. Your pockets sweat, your body
Yeah,
sweats.
that's the problem. You need a tech company to get a gorgeous woman these days. I'll leave you guys with a final piece of advice for my guys that back home. This is for the men because I'm team gent all the way.
Okay?
Guys, I know sometimes we see these slay queens now, and then we wanna go all in. You wanna buy her that banini. Look, please apply my rule. And girls, I'm warning you. I'll buy you a banini, but if I buy you a banini, you better blush.
Yo, dog, thank you for pulling through on the show.